For 2020, we had a really great start. We thought we were about to launch our queer prom, the annual queer prom, expecting about 1,200 youth. And come March, we found out we had to put that on postponement. So that's when everything started to kind of become real. We knew that everything was going to change. If we had to postpone queer prom, what else was going to change? So we started changing everything online. We turned everything to an online format, all of our programming. And then come the end of April, we had to do our restructure, and that's when we lost our youth staff. So at that point, things really became real. It was heartbreaking to lose our staff. I miss them still every single day. I know that our youth still miss them every single day. So that was a really hard part to 2020, and the realization that things needed to change, and when would they become back, or when would they even look like something that we had before. And still in 2021, we're realizing it's never going to look like it once did, but we're only going to grow from here. So what that looks like is the downside to COVID and the pandemic was we had to shut down. But the positives, we learned to go virtual and reach the entire state of Utah. So we're now going to focus on going into a hybrid method as we move forward, when we allow youth and families to come back into the center in a safe and COVID-friendly way. We're still going to allow online formatting so everyone can be here. Everyone can be within our center and within our care and within our spaces. There was a lot of financial strain in our community during this time, and anytime a family or a youth would call and say, hey, I'm looking for groceries, can you help us out? We were able to, build food bundles, get groceries out to our youth and families. I was able to connect them with other resources that had food pantries and send them over to get food pantries there. We also opened up a lot more resources upstairs in our mental health department for our youth and families specifically. I saw a lot more referrals going up and making sure that our youth and family had mental health help. So that really changed, and the need was just a lot more than what we saw in previous years, and we were able to fulfill that with our staff upstairs. In 2020, I've learned that we need to reach out and ask for help with our entire team, with our entire staff, because we can't do things by ourselves all the time. It is a team effort. It is just work that we need to work on together. We need to provide support for each other. We need to do this. It can't be on just one person's shoulders. So in 2021, we started with what we consider our biggest event to date, which was our Pride Not Prejudice Education Conference with over 500 people that attended. And it was all online, so we were able to reach educators, parents and caregivers, students all across the state of Utah and beyond. We had people come from multiple states and 2 other countries. So it was very successful. What we learned from that is that educators, parents, caregivers, students, they want inclusive schools. They want to push to ensure that schools are inclusive and inviting and accepting and warm for all students, especially the LGBTQIA community. Coming up, we are actually working with our FAM educators, which is Friends, Allies, and Mentors, to create a rally at Capitol Hill for more inclusive education. So we're just bringing back, we're not stopping at January's event. We're bringing it into a larger event here at the Capitol to invite educators and everyone to come and just speak to why our stories belong in education. Every time I think about my youth and I want to say something to them, it's that this is always going to be your space. This is always going to be your Pride Center, and we will always make sure you know that you belong, you're safe, and you're seen here at the Pride Center.